Okay, should we take a look at a Skirk team? I don't think I have a Skirk calc open, though. What combo did I use for the last calc? I think the last calc I was doing red Skirk, right? So these numbers are going to be lower. Let's do your Skirk combo as baseline. I mean, I'd say that at this point, you should start assuming better combos on Skirk. Because if you're not good enough and willing enough to get good at the Skirk combos, you've benched her already. There's just too many teams that are better than her now for there to be a lot of remaining players that aren't doing combos that are very good. So I think it's fine to assume slightly better combos now for her. Does that mean we also assume C2 furina? No. But yeah, like, the thing is, my thoughts on, like, how much I'd recommend learning Skirk combos haven't changed that much. I think, for most people, considering an average amount of time spent on video games of, like, a functional member of society that has video games as their primary hobby, right? Like, maybe you play, like, 2 hours a day, and Genshin isn't the only game you play. So you average, like, maybe 1 hour of Genshin a day. You're not gonna get good enough at the Skirk combos for them to be a damage upgrade over not doing them, right? My thoughts on that haven't really changed, but yeah, like, functional members of society have moved on to easier and stronger teams than Skirk. So I think it's fine to start assuming better combos for Skirk stuff. Anyways, what if I make this like a 10-line calc? 1 damage percent, 1 effective attack, 1 line for motion value, 1 line for damage. Bam. What if we just do a lot of approximations? Total 134. With this, Cinder City is better. Cool. She gives Skirk an artifact set? Yay. Am I stupid? Is it 75? It's 75, I'm dumb. I did give her the artifact set, but I forgot to make it the right number. Because I'm stupid. Okay, this makes sense. I should take a look at Furina ER requirements. If you don't use a single fav, 180 ER requirement on Furina here. You probably use fav as best 4-star, but if you have Sig, it probably is better than fav. That makes sense. Because someone was asking about no fav Furina earlier, because they have Sig and they're tired of having it benched. Yeah, the question is basically just like, if you don't use fav, you will never get burst first rotation. Is the damage gain from it better than 1 extra burst over your clear? It might be. Probably only if you don't have vertical into Skirk, though. Traveler Sig is like 2 to 3% better than Finale. Because if you're overcapped at all, Finale will be better, but if you're not, then Traveler Sig will be better. What about Attack Goblet? It'll be slightly worse. Is it? Yeah. Because, like, remove the Goblet, convert this 350 attack to attack percent. Wait, no, it'll be better. I'm stupid. It was worse before I added the 5% here, but it'll be better now. Ah, shit. Okay. Plus 200 DPS. Alright. Let's take a look at Vodyanitsa now. And now things get cringe. Things get very cringe. Why did I do it this way? I mean, if we're doing a comparison, Mona damage is closer to like 1500. Do you burst? There's no reason not to. You're waiting on Skirk cooldown if you don't burst. Oh, I forgot about this skill. I mean, it doesn't change anything, right? It's 5.89 times 6. Yeah. That's a pretty big buff, huh? This might warrant a video. That is a pretty nice buff. Because, like, it's not that insane of a buff to the team. But, again, right? Vodyanitsa was in a state where she was kind of similar to Vesna versus Mizuki. In terms of, like, Vodyanitsa versus, like, Mona. Where she was slightly better and the best character to use for the archetype. But it wasn't by that much. And it wasn't, like, basically ever enough to justify an extra pull, right? Now she's a lot closer to an actual, like, character increased for a team. How does it compare to R1 Skirk? It's still better, or it's still worse than R1 Skirk. We can actually have R1 Skirk if you guys want. So, percentage of live C or R0, right? So it's a 21-ish percent increase to go Sig. It's a 15-ish percent increase to go Vodyanitsa. So it's still better to go Sig. But it's not, like, as big. Also, I haven't looked at the at the different rotations for Escoffier stuff. Which I probably should. What if the increase from Mona isn't C4 baseline? Yeah, it could be higher if you're using some of the, like, more cope last slots for Skirk. But, like, Mona C4 is, like, very similar to, like, Sitlali, which is very similar to, like, Molani, which is very similar to, like, Yelan, which is very similar to, like, Shenna, which is, like, if you have, like, any of them, it's gonna be around this 15%. If you don't, if what you're using is, like, C0 Dahlia right now, then Vodyanitsa might actually be better than Sig. What about Vodyanitsa Sig? In these teams, it's not very good. Because Vodyanitsa Sig has two main, like, ways that it provides value, right? It gives a buff, but it also gives Vodyanitsa HP, which brings you closer to capping the buff. But with Hydro Resonance, in a team where she doesn't really have a great support set because someone else can already use TOM, she's already capping the buff. We're at 65k already, even without Sig. On TTDS, we're at 65k. So that part of the Sig disappears. Because, like, the Quills are actually a pretty meaningful portion of the team DPS here, right? It's not like Shenhe where the Quills are cosmetic and the actual value is from the shred and the damage percent. The Quills are doing, like, 16% of the team's DPS. That's, like, pretty meaningful. Like, for comparison, Escoffier is doing 12. Literally just the Quills on Skirk are out-damaging Escoffier in total. How is Furina doing more damage than Escoffier? Because they're both on support sets. The reason why Escoffier tends to out-damage Furina is because Furina has a support set that also gives her a bit of extra personal stats that you want to have on your team anyways. And so if you're not putting both on a support set and you're only putting one on a support set, it's better to have Furina on a support set than Escoffier. And if that's what you're doing, then Escoffier is going to be on Golden Troop, so she'll be doing more damage than Furina. But, like, we're not on Escoffier release anymore. We live in a post-lunar society. And in a post-lunar society, Escoffier's personal damage is not very good. What are the, like, other possibilities of what you could bring if you don't have Furina? We could look at just Mona last slot. The problem with Mona last slot is you already have DDDS on the team. And that's also the problem with Sitlali, actually. The fact that you already have DDDS on the team, Dahlia. I don't know what an equivalent combo to this would be with Dahlia, though, so I wouldn't know what to assume. I guess we look at Shenhe? Yeah, we also lose Hydro Resonance, that's true. Oh, that's kind of a big deal, actually. Okay, let's not look at Shenhe, actually. Let's look at Yelan instead. So, it's about 14k behind Furina. Furina, no fraud. I mean, it's just that Yelan is not great. Escoffier's out damaging Yelan. Yeah, because you don't need to use Escoffier Burst in this team, so she doesn't have to be on Fav. Whereas Yelan does. Why not use Mona? Because a lot of Mona's value is TTDS, and we already have TTDS, so it doesn't do anything. Mona becomes significantly better if you have Vodyanitsa Sig, obviously, because then Mona is still coming with TTDS. TTDS for Escoffier. Look at the damage these units are doing. You think TTDS for Escoffier is good? Like, it's not bad, but it's not what you want. It's not what you care about. Like, okay, you guys want, like, my true, honest thoughts? I think there's a very real chance that Dahlia is better. But I have no clue what combos to assume for Dahlia. Extra N2 is going to be way more than that. It probably isn't better. I don't know. But yeah, at the very least, what this is showing is that if you're building a Skirk team from zero and you don't have anything and you like Skirk so you want to build her, Vodyanitsa might just be a better pull than Furina. She's probably also a better pull than Escoffier. But I don't know what team to look at for that. Probably just, like, maybe Sitlali, but, like... Nah, Escoffier is still probably better. No, actually, I'm lying. Escoffier is probably worse. You know what? Let's do a Yelan version of this team, so we don't have TDDS bullshit to worry about. Like, this is, like, similar-ish. Obviously, in reality, you don't have an equally good artifact quality on all four of these sets, so it tends to be slightly better to go for the teams that get all the damage in one unit, so you have less different sets to farm for. Okay, so this is a Yelan version here, and I wanted to look at versus Escoffier, right? So one of the problems of doing versus Escoffier is you can't do scroll anymore. Like, scroll just doesn't work because you don't have a cryo. And you also are going to have to slightly adjust your combos because you don't have any off-field cryo. Maybe it doesn't work. How cooked are you with this? Yeah, you also lose power resonance. You do see Lale. Yeah, you could, but that's more TDDS stuff, so it's like, meh. I don't like it very much for the sake of this comparison. Because I want to look at Escoffier versus Vodyanitsa. But if you already have TTDS, obviously Vodyanitsa is like getting a lot worse. Shilonen, yeah, no. Shenhe it is. I don't want to, though. I really don't want to. Because, like, if you don't have any on-field cryo, by the time you swap to Skirk, you don't have a lot of Void Rifts. So your combos are forced to be different, right? Yeah, we could use Shenhe. The thing is, like, Shenhe is a unit that is not... How many people have Shenhe and not Escoffier? Like, 0 fucking people. Like, let's just pretend like this is a thing you can do for now. Like, obviously, realistically, this combo won't work with us. But I just want to look at, like... we're lazy, okay? We're lazy. I don't want to fucking calc Shenhe. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Whatever. So this is with Vodyanitsa, and this is with Escoffier. Assuming you lose Power Resonance. Yeah, if you have Shenhe, it's probably better to go Vodyanitsa than it is to go Escoffier. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, we can take a look at Varka. Varka, Vodyanitsa, Prune, C6. We just do a 3 Unity. Do we have to use a Hydro here? Fucking hell. Mona. All of your options are gonna suck is the problem. But yeah, it's definitely Mona. But you're not, like, too happy about it. And you probably do Q and 1, E and 1, right? Oh, Mona suck. Field time is just kind of long, but it's not, like, that long. You probably do TTDS Mona, unfortunately, so Vodyanitsa is gonna be on, like, fucking Proto Amber or something. Because it's just the weapon that gives you the most HP. Is it? I think it is. Is there... I don't think there's a 3-star weapon that gives more HP than TTDS, right? Yeah, no, okay. Or maybe you give TTDS to Prune. Fuck, I think that's what you do. I'm pretty sure that's what you do. Because it's only 6% less HP than Proto Amber. You don't really want to burst on Vodyanitsa anyways. And TTDS to Prune does mean more damage percent. That's disgusting. That is fucking disgusting. Prune on Old Sworn, I guess. Set bonuses. Gift. VV. TOM, I guess. I don't know how I feel about any of these teams. What about the Natlin Craftable and Vodyanitsa? No. No. What? No. The Natlin Craftable, right, is 41.3 HP, which is 6.1% more HP than TTDS. But 48% attack on Prune is extra damage percent for Varka. 131k. That's not that far behind the Pyro stuff. How close is it to Bennett with Pyro stuff? Probably still behind, right? So even for cost maxing, it's not better. One interesting here, though, is that the damage contribution for Varka here is very high. So this is obviously going to scale well with Sig. Or the Sig Gobble is going to be different because of the attack speed. Maybe. So Varka 4 cons max is R1 and 2 in Vodyanitsa. I mean, if you want to do Hydro, maybe. But you shouldn't do Hydro if you want to get the best possible results out of Varka. But this isn't that bad, though. Like, we now have a competent last slot for the Varka team in Hydro. It's just, it's not like the most synergistic team. Uptime is a little sus. But, yeah. What about Superconducts and... I assume you mean Stellar Conduct, not Superconduct. But, I mean, it's honestly probably not even that bad. Because Sandrone's last slot options are so bad that fucking Escoffier is a good one. Fucking Nicole? I don't want to redo this from fucking scratch, man. Actually, I could probably, like, copy this. Yeah. Makes more... This is still not that high, though. Is that what it was? I don't remember. It's been a while since I did Sandrone calcs. That is low? Yeah, that's what I thought. If only you saved your calcs? Perhaps. Perhaps that would have helped. I guess Escoffier personal damage is maybe relevant here. Sure. Something like this. That looks more or less right. Maybe it's like... Maybe it can be more stacks average. Whatever. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. And then we can compare that to Vodyanitsa. Actually, before we look at that, What the fuck? Oh, okay. Give me a second. Before we look at that, I want to check if we can go. I mean, yeah, we probably go Tidal Shadow now. So 510, 41.3, 48. Lose these. Yep. This team might be able to get the craftable, but not consistently. But like maybe. I don't know. Honestly, it might. Like, even relatively slow Hydro should be really helpful. Oh god. Is Vodyanitsa really gonna be the best last slot for fucking Sandrone? Oh man, what the fuck? That's another brick for J. True. I mean, I need to add her personal damage, but it's like 2k, so I'm not gonna bother. Just say 2k. It's also like better for vertical, right? Because more of the damage is in Sandrone. Yeah, it's at, I have it at 196k. That's high. Less energy. We're doing a longer rotation to make up for it. It's not that much less energy. But like with no Favis Cafier, it's like very similar ER requirements. Maybe this is too high to burst every rotation though. Eh, whatever.
Deuce on the loose.
Yeah.
Deuce on the loose.
Deuce on the loose.